Hey, it's time for a new video here on the Home SEO channel where we show you optimizations that you can do from home. Alright, so let's see what we have today. Oops, that's my screen. Let's see what we can actually do.
Watch hseo.tv and learn optimizations that you can do from home.
So let's see what kind of optimizations you can do from home today. So until I get this started, I'm just gonna not show you my screen. So let's go into Evernote, because I have Evernote. I need to show you guys some really cool things today. Basically what I have planned for you today, because I should get to that at one point, is I want to start showing you how to think about your SEO strategy. Like, that's the main point of the video today. Of course, we're gonna show off a couple of really great stuff that we've made to help you with your SEO strategy, but you know, the tool is not the point.
And learn optimizations that you can do from home.
So basically that's not the point. The point is to actually help you understand what to do with the strategy, right? So I'm gonna start from something simple, something that I've seen on one of our e-commerce stores, and from what I've seen on the e-commerce store, you're gonna easily figure out, if you were in my place, how you were actually going to start optimizing that e-commerce store so that you get more customers and make more money. And it's actually not that hard to do. I just need to find my documents. Right, so here I have an image, and then I'm gonna discuss this image with you. I'm also going to log into my.squirrly.co, which is now the Squirrly Cloud, where you have access to Squirrly SEO on any platform you desire. Okay, so let's log in. All right. And now you can actually see my account. Alright, so if you haven't been to Squirrly Cloud yet, this is kind of how we're doing it. So you have to go to optimization and then go into either briefcase or keyword research or new post, or see the post that you've already optimized for. Alright, and let's see this. So I have a bunch of keywords here. You can see that I have some of them, and some of them have, you know, colors. So what are these colors? We're going to discuss about these colors today, because this is like a massive new update, and it was actually supposed to only go out during our launch of Squirrly SEO 2019, but as always we finished things faster, and why block access to such great features when we can give them to you as soon as they are done. And this is available on your WordPress site also, and it's also available here on Squirrly Cloud. And it is that it all started from this. So it looks like a bunch of weird symbols, you know, weird stuff, weird arrows and other things, but it's not that weird if you finally understand them. So this is like the ranking for one of my Shopify sites. Of course, if this were on WordPress, you would have seen our advanced analytics handling all of this, but it's not made with WordPress, it's made with Shopify, and because of that, I have to use something other than the Squirrly Analytics, the Squirrly Advanced Analytics. Hopefully, in the near future, we will be able to get the Squirrly Advanced Analytics onto the cloud platform of Squirrly, so that everybody, even those who don't have WordPress, can just start seeing the rankings on Google, because other tools like the one that I've used here aren't very reliable. But in our case, it will get the job done. So that's all that matters at the moment. Okay, so this is like the online store, okay? It's made on Shopify. Now you can see that we have a couple of stuff about the Avengers because we're selling a lot of geek products. It has a couple of shares on social media. You can see Marvel action figures, you can see Pokemon toys, you can even see wood watches. I think you've already seen me optimize for wood watches in the past on the channel. By the way, subscribe to the channel right here on YouTube because you're gonna get a lot of SEO knowledge, a lot of great SEO stuff that you can do from the comfort of your own home, and I find that to be amazing, and actually it's really exciting. It gets us pumped up to do more episodes. And it is that we have like Deadpool minifigures, we have Black Panther stuff, we even have Ruby. Yeah, so we have this really cool Titan from Titanfall. I'm not sure if you've ever played the game, but it's a really cool shooter. And just look how nice it is. Yep, totally awesome. And here's a video of unboxing this action figure, and the idea is that we have a store. So right, we have action figures, we have a lot of other stuff, we even have a couple of blogs. So the idea is that how are we going to rank this store? So we had a couple of ideas in mind when we started this last month, so it's only been around for about a month. It's recently been redesigned because we didn't even have time to design the shop. Most of it is for demonstration purposes, even though all of the products can actually be purchased and they will actually work and they will be delivered and everything is 100% accurate here. We've mainly started this online shop so that we can test out the Squirrly Cloud and its capabilities, and actually, come on guys, it's mind-blowing because we went for a lot of keywords. Some of them are represented here because I didn't want to get all of them into the SERP checker, but the idea is that these were some of the ideas we've had, and let's just look at the rankings. So we've tried a lot of stuff for Black Panther figures, a lot of stuff for Black Panther action figures. I don't have it here, but we've also tried the Black Panther costume, the Black Panther release date, because they seemed like great keywords to use at first. And with a brand new site like my Shopify store right here, it doesn't really matter, you know, what you're trying to do, because you're not really gonna get amazing results. It's just been started 1 month ago. Nobody knows about this site. I mean, only a couple of people know about this site. As you can see, some of them shared it on social media, but some of them didn't, so it's not really impressive. It's not there yet. It doesn't have backlinks built all the way to the site, so of course SEO is not gonna work amazingly well on it because of that. And it is that we've just optimized a couple of pages. Some of them are optimized, some of them aren't. I mean, just look at this page right here. This isn't really optimized because Titanfall Atlas action figure with pilot, I'm not really sure people search for that. I haven't even done a keyword research for this one yet. And this is like a description, but it's not impressive. So some of the sections where we did make descriptions were like our wood watches category. And you can see keywords here. This image has an alt tag. You can see this cool text right here. It's all been optimized for search engines and for humans as well. We link to delivery information, company information. Right, so we've done a lot of great stuff for the category so that we can actually optimize. This is the, let's see if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. So this is like the link, collections / wood watches, and this is a page that we're going to try and get ranked. But as you will see in my example, you know, you start with a strategy, and because the website doesn't have authority yet, you should definitely check your SEO audits from Squirrly to find out more about your authority. If you don't have the authority, you won't really get ranked for a lot of stuff. So you can see that wood watches has a lot of searches, monthly searches. It's like 12,000 searches per month, but I'm not ranked even though the page is cool, because we didn't build backlinks to it, we didn't let people know about it, it doesn't have any traffic, so we haven't really worked on it yet, and this is a brand new website, okay? But the idea is that we do have a couple of things like the Epic Valentine's gift that are working well. We have like the best Pokemon toys, and this tool right here shows a search volume of 0, which is not accurate at all because they are using very old data in this tool. Like most of the tools, even SEMrush, they get updated only once a quarter, maybe, sometimes they don't. For example, WordPress SEO plugin, If you look at it in SEMrush, in SEMrush, you're gonna see that it has the same volume right now that it had when we first started Squirrly back in 2012. So that hasn't changed. And come on, if you go to Google Trends and you look for it, the trend has changed. So it means that there are lower search volumes. So you can't really go on that. But trust me, this is search for. We're actually getting traffic from it. A lot of traffic from Best Pokemon Toys 2018. The idea is that we've started with this at random, as we've done with all of the pages in this store, because I'm working towards an SEO strategy assistant. Alright, so we had this ranking, then this ranking, and now this ranking, but the page is horrible. I mean, if I go to that page, I'm not really even sure how to... Oh, I find it here. So I do have the page right here, but you see it's a horrible page. So it just has like the keyword in the title. You have a couple of filters and sort by, but it doesn't say anything. And as you can see, there's a lot of repeating information right here. So this is not pretty cool. These are duplicate titles inside the category, and I'm guessing that the description is duplicate as well. If I go and click this, it will completely horrify me because it has a really horrible description, but that's just the way it is at the moment. So this is a page that I should start focusing on, because it's not only about 2018. If you would do a keyword research using the Squirrly platform, which actually knows the search volume, not like this right here, you can see that for 2017, 2016, there were a lot of searches for the best Pokemon toys, and also for just best Pokemon toys. You can see it right here on my screen, right? So you can see it right here. You will see that there are rankings, and this is very weird because we've started getting ranks for best Pokemon toys, and we went up, then we went up now, and it's with the same page. So basically, if I start getting these free rankings without working anything at all on the page, and the page is horrible, and the page has duplicates in it, and it's a really bad page in my Shopify site, then it means that this is a page and this is a keyword. This is a keyword and this is a keyword that I should be focusing on. It's definitely worth the try, and I'm gonna do another video over a couple of weeks to see how things changed, and hopefully they change for the best. But what I'm gonna do right now is say, okay, I need to start working on this keyword, I need to start working on this keyword, and let's look below. So we have another horrible page where actually there are a lot of searches, as you can see right here, and we've always had rankings. So we started with a good ranking, but then nothing happened and we started losing those rankings. And the idea is that for Ruby merchandise, which is also another very popular TV series where you have action figures and stuff like that, so for Ruby merchandise you also have backpacks and other stuff. You will see that category right now. This is the category, and again, it just has the keyword in the title, nothing else, and this is completely duplicate information. Duplicate, and this is horrible. It has really no text in it. This is a really bad page for SEO. And the thing is, once you do stumble across stuff where you haven't worked at all and it's already ranking, it means that you have huge chances of getting this optimized at the moment you're actually gonna start working on them. You're gonna create the great content, you're gonna link to it on other platforms, you're gonna tell people to send links to this platform if they find it interesting and important. You're gonna go on Pinterest and build a couple of cool graphics that other people will like to repin. You are going to start getting some social signals over to this page, and then you're really gonna see results. So the idea is that I have to start as a Shopify store owner. I have to actually start by taking a look at all of my keywords related to Pokemon toys and to Ruby. So in order to do that, luckily we have the Squirrly Cloud, where I can now manage labels. So this is like the brand new feature that we've created. You can enter a label name, let's say Ruby action figures. Okay, so for the purpose of this, I should actually show you Ruby merchandise, but if you look closely here, I already have the label for Ruby merchandise, and it's also a thing that I've made to make sure that I will start focusing on this strategy. And I've also created another label for best Pokemon toys. Alright, so I have like the red label and the yellow label, and I know that those are very important. You can set up the color here, You can play around with this color chooser, you can even this, and then you'll have a brand new color and a brand new label. Yeah, this is just for example purposes, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So now for example, this label, if you hover over it, you will see that it says Ruby action figures, and then you can also find it again here at the your labels section, right? And now I can start grouping my keywords only for my main focus. So I can go through all of the keywords here on the page that I already had in my briefcase, so for my SEO strategy, and I can decide which one of them I actually want to keep. So let's see which ones are actually good. Okay, so let's say that this one makes sense for Pokemon. This is just an example, okay, but this is to show how I would definitely work on this strategy considering the information that I have right here. Okay, so this is Ruby figures. This definitely goes into Ruby merchandise. Okay, so I've already selected it, it's already in Ruby merchandise. I have Ruby store that will also go for my Ruby merchandise kind of thing. So what other keywords do I have? I also have Ruby merchandise, of course, and I have Ruby cosplay store. Believe it or not, Ruby cosplay store is something that a lot of people search for. So I also have cosplay store, but that's not really related to Ruby, which is the anime series. Top anime toys might go over well with Pokemon, but I'm not interested in that right now. So best Pokemon toys, you see I've already added in my secondary focus, which is anime toys, and I've also added to the focus of best Pokemon toys. Yeah. So I've saved the label. And let's see what else I can do. So I also have Ruby. I also have it in anime toys. Whenever I want to focus on it, I can also get it into the Ruby action figure section that I've just created. Now it's gonna save the label. Alright, Marvel figures, other stuff like that. Okay. Marvel action figures. Best Marvel toys, we don't care about that. Okay, and I guess that's about it for the Ruby merchandise section that I'm showing you right now. Alright, so this is how I go through all of the keywords in my briefcase just to make sure that I manage to label everything properly. And here I will say Ruby backpack because I've seen that there are people searching for Ruby backpacks, so I'm gonna add this to Ruby merchandise at keyword. And then when I wanna focus on the Ruby merchandise, I will not have to go and scout through 140 keywords again. I will just have to go here, select my focus, which is Ruby merchandise, then say search keyword, and boom, I have all of my Ruby related keywords right here so that I can start using them. Alright, so let's see, do a research. Some of them are from memory, but once I place them into my strategy, I will want to make sure that I actually know what I'm talking about. So you can see that Ruby figures is a bit more difficult to rank. There are kind of like many people talking about it on social media, so even if I won't be doing SEO, I will be trying to do a lot of social media for this. Alright. So a lot of people search for this, but of course that's the show and that's not very relevant. Okay, so when using the filters, so the idea is that this is your focus for your SEO strategy, because you've seen this right here. You see that there are a lot of searches and you can easily, like really easily, get ranked for this. So what you're going to do is you're gonna go at Ruby merchandise and think like, okay, so I have this category Ruby merchandise, it's horrible. I need to start creating like a description, and I have to optimize this one using the Squirrly SEO plugin or the Squirrly Cloud version. And it's important, but also I want to make sure that that page has other stuff from related searches like backpack, figures, cosplay store, Ruby store, and Ruby used throughout the content, so that I can really make sure this page gets ranked for Ruby merchandise. It's really good to use related searches. So as an example, this is Ruby merchandise, and we also have other stuff like Ruby blanket, Ruby shirts, Ruby hoodie, and these related searches, and I can also get them inside of my briefcase. Ruby shirts, Ruby hoodie. You see, it has already appeared here. I can do a research for it. Of course, Ruby apparently has a really good trend. This trend comes in real time from Google Trends, so this is really cool, and it's very accurate. We kept testing it, and the idea is that it's quite difficult to rank, so I'm not gonna use it as a primary keyword in my pages. I'm just gonna drop it by because it's good for LSI, right? Because it's suggested here in related searches, and Google will know that the page is actually for what most people are searching for. Ruby merchandise are likely to search, because merchandise is stuff like backpacks, figures, hoodies, shirts, blankets. The Zvei plushie, Zvei is a character from the show, so a plushie is another form of merchandise that you have for the show. So all of these actually make sense, right? So I'm gonna get more of them in, and let's say Ruby hoodie. So did I place Ruby hoodie yet, or did I just want to do that? Alright, so I have 2 new keywords, and you can see that because I've already sorted this out here and just filtered by the label, I will just see my Ruby related keywords now, and it's much easier for me to navigate my briefcase this way. Alright, so let's say that I want to start creating the content for the Ruby merchandise category. How would I go about doing that?
Video streamed live on YouTube.
Alright, so I will go to new post. Okay, so I have my Ruby stuff right here, and I'm gonna say like I can go, no, let's do it like this. You're gonna see an update very soon to this section right here, where I'm gonna be able to look at the labels and sort by label when I'm doing the multiple keyword optimization as well. Just wait a second, I want to refresh. So soon there's gonna be an update, but until then let's just search like this, and I will say Ruby merchandise. Okay, I'm gonna say Ruby figures, Ruby backpack, Ruby shirts, and I don't know. I've already used most of them. Now I'm gonna use a Ruby store. Alright, so these are my keywords. Let's close that and see what happens. So as always with the briefcase feature and optimizing for multiple keywords, you have to go and click this one. Okay, so I have Ruby merchandise. Okay, so I already have my URL. This is a nice URL. I can just copy and paste it over to Shopify. Let's hit an update. Alright, so I've updated it, and you can see that it's already 30% optimized for Ruby merchandise. Yep, and I'm naturally gonna start writing a description for this category. So instead of having Ruby merchandise, I'm gonna have this title. And I'm placing these keywords so that Google knows that I'm actually talking about the characters inside of this TV show. And while I'm gonna write this description, I'm gonna make sure that I also say Ruby store, Ruby shirts, Ruby backpack, and Ruby figures, just to make sure that Google does understand that this is a page where you can find merchandise related to the Ruby TV show. And it's gonna really help figure out that this page needs to be placed on the first page of Google, because it's exactly what people would search for. You cannot go wrong with it. It can't be about any other Ruby. It can only be about the TV show that people already love. Okay, so that's like the point of doing the related stuff. Alright, so you can easily do the related stuff here, and you can organize everything inside of your briefcase, which has actually been, let's say stay. I'm gonna save the draft just as an idea. Alright, and I will go again to briefcase. And you can see that I have a lot of other labels. So I have anime toys, I have Ruby merchandise, I have best Pokemon toys, I have the geek store. I didn't know, so I had the 1 gig shop, okay, and I didn't really know what to optimize it for. It was very hard to figure that out. And the idea is that at one point I just realized that, yeah, we should definitely try and rank it for geek store, but we haven't really done anything. You won't even find the keyword geek store here, and look, it has a lot of searches. And we should definitely try that out as well. But at the moment we're gonna focus on best Pokemon toys and Ruby merchandise, because as you've seen, we haven't worked anything on it, and it already ranks. And with the briefcase features and with filtering by label to focus exactly on where your strategy has to take you right now, you can easily work and have the most amazing workflow of doing SEO. And I think that it's wonderful. Until now it's been super hard to focus on the huge amount of keywords that we have over here, because whenever we try to rank a page or place descriptions and titles for products, we really didn't know where to start. And now if we're gonna bring in Ruby hoodies or things that look like, I mean, yeah, Ruby hoodies, we're just gonna say Ruby hoodie, and then we're gonna give the name of it, the model, and other details that we might want to place in store. And while doing this, we'll also place Ruby merchandise at the end, because as you've seen, it's a really great keyword. And whenever I have to do this, I will never have to think about like, okay, so what was I supposed to place here? Because I will just go here, focus, this is my focus, Ruby. I do a keyword research, and then I see that I need to use some of the keywords here, and it will always be super easy to keep being focused on my strategy. And when I'm finished with this one, I can go to, yeah, this is best Pokemon toys. I can go to my best Pokemon toys and see what keywords I already have in place for my best Pokemon toys strategy. And at the moment I'm gonna focus on these ones, and when I get them ranked on the first page, I'm gonna start working towards optimizing the geek store, the Harry Potter store, and see what other work I can do on wood watches, so that I'm gonna have good stuff in my store. And you can see that Black Panther figures and the Black Panther action figures, even though we already focused on them, it didn't work for us. So it's no point in our SEO strategy to keep focusing on what we can't do, and we're just gonna start focusing on what we can, because that's how you start ranking, that's how you keep ranking, and that's how you make your store the best that's out there. And once people are gonna find the things that already rank on Google, they're gonna link to them. We're gonna have bloggers discussing about these pages once they get more valuable, and then it will be easier for us because we're already ranking. Google already sees that we have good traffic from search, the traffic is quality, they engage with the site, it's low bounce rate, it's other stuff like that. They're even going to see conversions and other things in our Shopify shop. They're going to realize that they need to place us on the first page for other keywords as well. And when we see another one of these things working, we're going to start using the briefcase and find keywords related to those aspects, to those things, those terms, and then we're going to start optimizing for those groups of keywords as well. So this is Briefcase. This is a really great update on how you can manage your SEO strategy, because a lot of you have kept asking me like, hey Florin, how can I got to this point right here on my website and I really don't know how to move on. Well, this is how you move on. You make sure that you understand your existing rankings, and once you have some rankings and your pages are horrible, just make them better and they will rank higher inside the Google search engine. So until next time, make sure that you guys keep ranking and use the new Briefcase labels.